Well, they're part of the greatest generation, and for good reason. Veterans of World War II who showed bravery, strength, and honor, but as a few more slip away each day, we're left only with their stories. Tonight, as we approach Memorial Day, we bring you the surprise ending to one local veteran story.
The honesty, integrity, and honor, and those are the main things I took from my dad.
Ken Rohde left behind quite a legacy when he died 2 months ago at the age of 88. A father of 6, a Navy veteran, and all-around hardworking man from Kansas City, Kansas.
Always taught me that you go to work your tail off every day, earn your dollar, and when you get your paycheck, look the boss in the eye and let him know you deserve every penny you're getting and you should be getting more.
His son Mike says he and his siblings were always fascinated with their father's military service in World War II. Ken enlisted on July 14th, 1941, at the age of 18. He was a gunner on the USS Yorktown in the South Pacific. By the time he turned 19, he would find himself in the middle of one of the war's most contentious battles.
We'd see movies on TV and things, and he'd talk about the Yorktown. Never get real, into it or describing anything.
Over the years, Ken would share more, the most revealing a recount of the Battle of Midway, captured on videotape and now a family keepsake.
And I mean to tell you, at that time, they kept the bombers come first, and the torpedo planes later.
He was on his gun station. He manned a 50 caliber machine gun right up by the bridge.
And when I heard that speaker down there in the captain's thing, it sounded like a jab, Yorktown, Yorktown. And then all of a sudden I looked at it and here they come.
Ken proceeded to return fire with all he had, even as the Japanese hit and ultimately crippled the Yorktown.
And that thing went over my head like that, and I heard that boom. Felt the ship shake a little bit.
He didn't know that they'd given the abandoned ship command, and finally Captain Buckmaster came through making his last rounds and found my dad at his station and said, "Boy,
didn't you hear the abandoned ship?" No, sir.
Ken did as ordered, becoming one of the last men off the Yorktown after stopping to help some injured.
I looked down at him and said, "Would you help me?" And I said, "Yeah." And I fished him out of there, and his legs were all shot to hell.
Ken saved 2 men that day. He served 5 more years and was honorably discharged in 1947, but his family always wondered.
I asked him, "Did you ever get any medals?" And he always denied that he had any medals coming to him.
Ken Rohde died on March 20th. The next day, Mike was going through his papers. He came across Ken's DD-214 form, the military certificate of release from active duty.
Well, actually, I said, I knew it. I knew it, the lying son of a gun. I think that's exactly my quote.
Right there in black and white, kept secret for 70 years. His dad was a hero after all.
I looked at the back and showed 4 commendations that he had received and had never made mention or talked about him a bit.
His family chalks it up to their dad's humility. They believe he might have even felt he failed that day because of the number of casualties.
Every time I think about those guys, that was the hardest walk I ever made.
He didn't look at himself as anybody special. He didn't look that he had done anything special. He just did what he was supposed to do. And that's what he always taught us. Do what you're supposed to do.
And a lesson we can all learn from. The United States lost 340 men in the Battle of Midway, along with the Yorktown, a destroyer, and 145 aircraft. A huge loss, but also a turning point for the U.S. in the war. The Battle of Midway severely crippled the Japanese forces, giving America the upper hand. 2 months later, 10,000 U.S. soldiers would land on Guadalcanal, launching a counteroffensive that didn't stop until Japan's surrender 3 years later.